What's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back in the video. It's Monday, it's new time, it's time for the Mock Draft Monday. Last week we did 3 wide receiver league, we did a full PPR league, going back to half PPR this time. We've had more mid and late round ones. It just keeps optimizing us that. So we're going to try and optimize something in the first 4. All right, first overall, we'll take it. I feel like we've actually done that though, so we're going to take the second overall pick. And then again, like I said, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver. We'll keep a 7 bench, 1 flex spot, 1 quarterback, not super flex. And we will begin the draft. I feel like Fantasy Pros been doing us good. The rankings have been strong to start the season, so we're just going to keep using that platform. We'll eventually try and branch off and doing some other ones, but we're definitely not joining into like an ESPN, Yahoo, Sleeper, doing those ones right now. Definitely not enough activity. So not a lot to talk about here. The 101 is going to be McCaffrey, I would say 95% of the time. That's what people should be doing. And then not a lot to talk about here. CeeDee Lamb is my second. Can I still do this? No, I'm still can't do it. Awesome. He is my second wide receiver in the rankings. I have it McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, Bijan, and then Breece Hall. That is my top 5. So, you know, first round, just draft based off of your rankings. There's not too much strategy to go along there. Round 1 and 2 after me. A lot of wide receivers. I'd say more wide receivers than running backs. We got Chase, Hill, Jefferson, St. Brown, A.J. Brown, Puka, Garrett Wilson, Adams, Ayuk, Evans, and Marvin Harrison Jr. For running backs, we've got Breece Hall, Bijan, JT, Saquon Gibbs, Kyron, Pacheco, and Derrick Henry. And then we don't see any quarterbacks, but we do see Sam Laporta go off the board probably a little earlier than I would expect him. So we're not doing tight end. You guys know I don't like round 2 quarterbacks, so I'm not going to go there. And we're not going to take a quarterback either at the beginning of the 3rd round. I like taking quarterbacks starting in like the mid 3rd round. So we look at running back. Be honest with you, it's not amazing. ETN, Jacobs, Achane, definitely not 2nd round picks in my eyes. Top one I have is Achane, followed by ETN and then Jacobs, but I don't feel amazing about them. Curious if we should try an RB0 build here. Top wide receivers are Drake London, followed by Chris Olave. Teeny tiny drop off after that into Deebo Samuel. But then I would say a bigger drop off after that. So it's going to, well, not really, into Nico Collins. It's going to depend what the team does here. I would expect, remember that first team drafted Christian McCaffrey. I would not expect them to go with 2 running backs. So a wide receiver is going to come off the board at this pick. I would say we can play the ADP game. They're saying it's 11% more likely or 11% better chance at Olave coming off the board being available to us. Or I guess London being available to us at our next pick. What is the projection difference? Projection difference is 2.1 half PPR points over the full season. I like Drake London that much better. So maybe it's worth it if we're getting 11% better chance that London would be their next pick, just given that he's a little bit further back by their quote-unquote ADP. Maybe we should go with that. Because that's my hope, right, is that we can start off CeeDee Lamb, Chris Olave, Drake London. Would likely not take a wide receiver at our next 2. We'd be looking at quarterback. We'd be looking at tight end, but especially if like a running back can fall to us that spot, that would be really nice. I'm just not seeing value I like at the running back position. And honestly, if we end up taking Olave here, we don't get Drake London. I mean, they're necessarily not going to take London, Deebo, and Nico Collins, so we'll end up with one of those 2. So I think it is worth taking. Yeah, it's worth taking Chris Olave, seeing what happens. If London comes off the board, so be it. He does not come off the board. So it looks like that person goes with Michael Pittman Jr. and Lamar Jackson. So that's actually quite surprising of a turn of events there. But we will do it. We will take, okay. I like this start. It's an interesting one. CeeDee Lamb, Chris Olave, Drake London. We just miss out on Ken Walker, who's definitely running back. I like the season. Not a ton go, but a lot of good ones go. ETN, Rashad White. It's early for Rashad White. Jacobs. It's also early for Jacobs. Like, Achane should have gone there. But Joe Mixon, James Cook, and Ken Walker. Ken Walker is kind of the unfortunate one there. So this isn't a 3-wide receiver league. In a 3-wide receiver league, you can be much more flexible in attacking that 4th wide receiver, even that 5th wide receiver, because you've got 4 wide receiver spots, or at least spots that could be a wide receiver. That's 4 buys, 4 chances for injury, poor weather, bad matchup, like a lot of opportunity to use that 5th. We have opportunity to use this 4th, but it would not be beneficial to our team to take a 4th wide receiver at this spot. So we're leaning away from wide receiver. Unfortunately, there are some really strong options. Devonta Smith, Stephon Diggs, drop off into like Cooper, Neighbors, Higgins. Like we are going to closely or soon get into a range where, there's a clear drop off. So I still like the guys we got because, I got 3. So Olave is my wide receiver 12. So we have 3 wide receiver 1s. Right now, that's a lot of upside. Okay, so what are we left with at other positions? If I pull up the rankings here, who did I mention? I didn't mention the tight ends that went, but Kelsey and Mark Andrews went off the board. Quarterbacks, a lot of quarterbacks actually went off the board. Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, Dak Prescott, and Anthony Richardson. So if we look at tight end, I have McBride at pick 36. We are at pick 47, so that's a good value. We can star Trey McBride. Where is Stroud? Stroud's at 52, so probably not the move, and it definitely wouldn't be the move in terms of like this exact pick because they already have Lamar, so we're always going to know what to turn. We're going to be able to do that, but I don't know that I'm going to go with a quarterback. I feel like a lot just went, and we've got an okay chance that at the 6'11", a solid quarterback will be there, so I think I'm going to say no to the quarterback position. If we were to go with a wide receiver, it would be Stephon Diggs. I have Stephon Diggs a little bit behind McBride at 38, so it would be him there. At running back, we just missed out on Ken Walker, who it looks like would have been my top running back. So my top running back is now Aaron Jones. And I like Aaron Jones a decent amount this season. Right after him, it would be Montgomery. And to be honest, a move, like a decent move, would be to take Aaron Jones and Montgomery. Aaron Jones, basically, it's, did they sign him to just be the guy? I think they like Ty Chandler. I think Ty Chandler performed pretty well last season. I also think there's a chance that like Aaron Jones, who has shown no sign of decline, like he's still a very talented running back. They basically just didn't want to pay him. What if he's still, got another year or two as the Aaron Jones we all know in an offense that has proven to us they're perfectly willing to feature a running back? What if they just feature him? And what if he turns out to be like a running back 1? Because if Aaron Jones got featured, he would be a running back 1. I don't know. I feel like there's a chance there that you've got some upside. So those are like the 3 that we should definitely be considering right now. Aaron Jones, Trey McBride, and David Montgomery. Did they take a tight end? They didn't take a tight end. I think it's interesting. I think it benefits our team more because we've, foregoed running back for 3 rounds. Take Jones. If they happen to take McBride, we'll settle for David Montgomery. If they take Montgomery, we'll settle with McBride. If they take both of them, that's unfortunate luck for us, but we would probably just end up taking Alvin Kamara there. But it will be a discussion if we should take David Montgomery or Trey McBride. I just think we should probably lock up Aaron Jones here. Okay, we lock him up. They don't take him. They don't take Stephon Diggs either. They take DeAndre Swift and and Devonta Smith. Okay, interesting. So the team, let's remember it. Aaron Jones at running back, Lamb, Olave, London at wide receiver. What do we do here? It's an interesting choice. I would love to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do we take McBride or do we take Dave Montgomery? My gut is telling me take the running back. There's a chance that at this, how many picks would that be? Like 20? 20 picks will go by between us and the next one. There's a chance that, Kamara, Montgomery, Stevenson, Connor, White, Harris, Pollard, Mostert, all gone. And if I get to that range after that, and I need to draft what would probably be Tyjae Spears, Singletary, or Moss as my running back 2, it'll be fine, but I'm not going to feel amazing about it. Montgomery, listen, I like Gibbs. I think Gibbs has upside this season. Number one, if Gibbs suffered an injury, Dave Montgomery would be a top 6, 7 running back, maybe even top 5 running back. Even if he doesn't suffer an injury, like, let's be honest, they love Montgomery. He's going to still be the goal line back. He's still going to have, 12 to 14 touchdown upside. He's basically is the exact same pick as last season, just like slightly worse. And getting him in the 5th round, like, we know he's going to be good. We know he's going to be involved. We know this offense is going to be awesome. They're going to score a ton of points. Like, you're just locking in so many touches and so many touchdowns by drafting him. Yeah, I think we just kind of have to take Montgomery here. But I will say, looking back, I would guess that our team would have ended up being better. Let's say we drafted ETN here. Probably would have been better, honestly. Like, if we drafted ETN instead of Drake London and we had CeeDee Lamb, Olave, ETN, Aaron Jones, I mean, there's a chance that, like, yeah, we'd have ETN. Like, there's a chance that they would have drafted Diggs had they not had the opportunity to draft DeAndre Swift. So, like, you just don't know, like, what kind of things would have happened. Like, Diggs might not actually be on the board had we taken ETN instead. But if we swap those two and we say, would you rather London and Montgomery or ETN and Diggs, I'd rather ETN and Diggs. So maybe a mistake on our part there. But again, we don't technically know how that would have changed the course of events. But forward thinking. We're thinking forward here. How can we optimize the rest of this team? I still think we can draft a very, very strong team from here on out. One pick before we go, Kyle Pitts comes off the board. We would have loved him at 6'10". So very unfortunate timing. This team right here, they're drafting a good team, but they're drafting all of the players that I would have wanted to draft at those spots. Okay, we'll see what we can do, though. We're not taking tight end. That was really... Those two snipes are very unfortunate. We're not taking tight end at this pick. We like the quarterbacks, but we're not taking a quarterback because we know they're not going to take theirs. They have Lamar Jackson already there. But I really like Kyler. I really like Jordan Love. There's a drop-off after those two, so I will want one of them with our next pick. So we know that pick is going to be quarterback. Looking back, we are now drafting bench. So now running back and wide receiver, I wouldn't say are even. Like, we still have 3 wide receiver ones. Like, we're still much stronger, obviously, at wide receiver. But no matter which one you take, it is the bench pick. So we can go back to wide receiver with this pick if we want to. And again, the value is not at tight end right now, so we're going to wait a while for that. So if we look at things here, Warren, Singletary, Spears, Brooks. Those are the running backs I would be looking at this spot. If I look at the running back rankings, Brooks just edges out Jaylen Warren. He does have the lowest ADP. I don't think there's a super strong chance we get him at the next pick, but we're definitely not getting Warren. And if there's a 1.7 point difference across the entire season, I would say it's probably worth taking that shot. I mean, he is down there. Like, theoretically, he's a lot lower by the ADP. I don't think he's going to be there, but I think there's a chance. And so I feel like we should go with that if we were going to go with running back. Wide receiver, it would be Flowers. Oh, my goodness. Tank Dell is still on the board? It would be Tank Dell. Wow. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the wide receiver values are just different than I was anticipating, but these are some insane wide receivers that this is really strong wide receiver value. I don't think you can pass on Tank Dell at that spot. I mean, my wide receiver 24. This is the 6'11", pick 71. I'm at pick 48. Like, I just don't see how you pass on that. So again, mental note, maybe the redraft rankings, we need to, anticipate a little bit better value at wide receiver. Know that if it's really close at running back, take the running back a bit earlier on. But yeah, I don't see how you don't take Tank Dell here. I know the running back is thinner for us, but Tank Dell's just too strong of a pick. Too strong of a pick. I can't pass on that. I can't pass on that. So we take him. Calvin Ridley and Brian Robinson Jr. come off the board. Now we've got a decision. I love Kyler. I love Jordan Love. I would imagine both are gone. 1, 2, 3 teams have not drafted quarterback. I have to think, ugh. I mean, it would be so sweet if we could wait. We could draft Jaylen Warren, get that running back, even though Flowers just sitting there also is a sick value. Man, we should have gone with ETN earlier on. But if we can lock up Warren, and then we could get one of the next pick, because the drop-off at running back is real. I mean, what if Zeke is the top running back? Like, I wouldn't draft Zeke, but we'd probably end up being forced into like a semi RB0 build. I don't think they'll be there. So their system is saying 88% chance and 82% chance these two running backs are drafted. 94% chance that Warren's not going to be there. What about the other running backs? 76% chance that Brooks gets drafted. Yeah. Okay, but they're saying the general range we're probably going to be looking at is what I was talking about, though. Gus, Zeke, Chase Brown, Trey Benson, Corum. But that's just not what you want at your third running back. I think Warren's going to be pretty darn valuable this season. Yeah, I think we got to risk it with the quarterback. And maybe we get bailed out. Maybe the quarterback ends up being there. If not, we can wait. Purdy's still a good option. Tua, take a shot on Caleb Williams. But if not, wait on Goff. Wait a lot on Daniels. Like, honestly, I'm not super high on Daniels, but if Daniels is going to go as a quarterback 16, that's kind of egregious. Kirk Cousins as a quarterback 18 to stack with London there. There will be options for us. I think we have to. I think we have to take Jaylen Warren. I know it's not as fun, but take Warren. We'll see what happens. Ooh, we get Love. Let's go. Okay. It worked out for us. So Kyler goes in like the mid-7th, but Love is still on the board. No tight ends go off the board. Brooks goes like 2 picks after us. So honestly, maybe we should have just taken Brooks at that spot, but I still love Warren. I mean, again, it's like a 1.5 point difference. But Brooks goes, Singletary, Spears, Eckler, Zeke comes off the board, Chase Brown, Gus Edwards, Shea Benson. So a lot of running backs go. I think that was the right move, taking running back at that spot. Wide receivers, ton come off the board. Flowers, Christian Kirk, Deontay, McLaurin, Godwin, Keenan Allen, Rashee Rice, Jalen Reed, Hollywood Brown, Jordan Addison, DeAndre Hopkins. Like, oh my goodness, ton come off the board. So no tight ends still. Tight ends are becoming a value right now. I do have Kittle as a very strong value right now. You guys know I'm not super high on Kittle, so when that happens, it's a good thing to lean towards. But you got Kittle, Odunze. Odunze's a really, really strong value right now. So Odunze would be the wide receiver choice. Ugh, running back's kind of gross. Thank goodness we draft. I wouldn't draft a running back these next 2 picks. But Jordan Love. Now, is it worth risking it? There's a theoretical chance that Lamar team takes Jordan Love and we like have to cry in a corner because we're so sad at that. I feel like there's a stronger chance they take Kittle though, right? I mean, who takes Jordan Love having in a 1 quarterback league having drafted literally the first quarterback? But you could take Kittle for sure. So I think the move would be draft Kittle, pray they don't draft Love after that, and honestly feel pretty good about things. I feel like we'd feel pretty strongly about that start. I think it's worth that risk. I'll be very sad if they take Jordan Love, though. Take Kittle. All right, they don't do it. I was going to say, like, that it would be weird to take the first quarterback and then take him. They take Watson and Jameson Williams, honestly, 2 very good picks for them. Yeah, Odunze is a great pick here, but you can't pass on the value of Jordan Love. Jordan Love is now an exceptional value. I have him at 71. We're at pick 98. Kittle's a great value. I had him at 68. We were at, I don't know, a couple picks before that. We were at like 95, I guess, at that pick. Yeah, take Jordan Love. That's a good value. Worked out for us. Got a little bit sketchy there, but it worked out for us. So the team. We have our starting lineup now. Jordan Love, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, CeeDee Lamb, Chris Olave, George Kittle, Drake London. Bench. Tank Dell, Jalen Warren. Okay. I like it a lot. Nothing really notable happened. Unfortunately, Adunze goes. Some of the wide receivers we would have liked. Worthy goes. Ladd comes off the board. Lockett, JSN, Myers, Brian Thomas Jr., Cooks. Some running backs we would have liked. Blake Corum goes. Kendre Miller. Ty Chandler if you wanted the handcuff. I'm not about to take a round 10 handcuff there. Okay. We're up. You all know I like Rico Dowdle. You could take a chance on Khalil Herbert if you think he has a role. I don't know. I'd go this early if they have Swift. Marshawn Lloyd. Could he be the Aaron Jones now? Jalen Wright for some upside. Rico is probably the clearest option, though, at running back. At wide receiver, Downs, Shaheed, Palmer, Shakir, all pretty similar picks. Honestly, Dontavian Wicks goes into that grouping. Don't need to go with wide receiver at this spot. Do we have 2 picks here? We do have 2 picks. Okay. I might lean towards double dipping at running back because we're not going to take another tight end quarterback in this draft. I think Dowdle is just too clear of a pick. So we'll take him and then we'll evaluate our next pick. Yeah, Dowdle is just too clear of a pick there. After him, who comes off the board, just so we know, this team is overloading wide receivers now. Honestly, it's a good strategy, though, with McCaffrey there. They take Dobbs and Gabe Davis. Wouldn't have been 2 that I really would have wanted. My gut is telling me, how many picks do we have left? My gut's telling me to wait on wide receiver. Like, we have, 3 wide receiver ones and Tank Dell. So the odds of every successive wide receiver we draft at this point, the odds of us using them do go down considerably because we have 4 exceptional wide receivers, can only start 3 of them. So with 4 bench spots left, I mean, there's a world where you could take one more wide receiver, overload running back because we waited a little bit on it, take some handcuffs, take some high upside options, try and overload at that position. Wouldn't be a bad strategy because, yeah, I don't know that we'd need to split, but it kind of depends on the value that we see. So keeping that in mind, there are some wide receivers I love going later on. I mean, we can wait and we can draft Bateman, Pearsall. We can take a shot on Jalen Polk. We can wait even longer. We can go with Jermaine Burton. I don't know why. Oh, there. Show more over here. We could go with Javon Baker in the final round if we wanted to. We're probably getting thin after that in a redraft league. But like really strong options. We could even add in A.D. Mitchell here. Yeah, like I don't think we need to go with wide receiver right now. If I did take one right now, it'd probably be Shaheed. So I think we just continue attacking running back. Keep trying to get upside options. I don't know who I have. I'll pull up the running back specific rankings. It's very close between Marshawn Lloyd and Jalen Wright. And you probably shouldn't even go based on projection for that one. But if we did pull up the projection, I have Lloyd at 107.5. I have Jalen Wright at 103.9. So it does say take Lloyd. With these picks, little bit less projection based. You want to think more, what does it do for my team? Which player do I think has a better chance of production? Lloyd obviously has a much more clear path to production. That's why his projection is going to be a little bit higher. You think about Jalen Wright. Mostert's a starter, Achan's a backup, but it's really like a 1 capital A, 1 lowercase a, honestly, between those two. And then you do have Wright third. Like, he's like literally a 3. If you had an injury, though, he'd be running back 2. So he's got more upside than Marshawn Lloyd. But if Jacobs got injured, I mean, Lloyd would probably be probably not a running back 1, but he'd probably be a running back 2. Good involvement in the receiving game. I don't know. I think Lloyd probably has a clearer path to us actually using him. So we'll take Lloyd. We won't get, oh my goodness, I was going to say we won't get Jalen Wright, but he is there. So they don't draft many running backs. Ray Davis, Algier, Herbert, McLaughlin, Roshan. I mean, you don't even chance it here. You just take Jalen Wright and you say thank you. You don't risk anything there. So that's awesome. Okay, we're hitting on some running backs now that I really like. Maybe it's working out that we didn't get ETN because I think drafting London there and getting Tank Dell has afforded us to just not even touch the wide receiver position, get some running backs we really like, tight end, quarterback. Okay, the team is coming together. 3 picks left. We can look at wide receiver. It would be Palmer or it would be Tontavian Wicks. It'd be pretty cool if we could get Wicks in the next round, but is there even a running back that we would want here? Bucky Irving, Foreman, if you think, like, honestly, if there's a chance that Nick Chubb misses half the season, like there is a chance that that happens, and you get Foreman kind of splitting with Ford, he could have a lot of value early on. Braylon Allen is probably someone we want to look at. Okay, we only have 2 picks left. So if we only have 2 picks left, there are some running backs I'd be good with. You could take a shot on Kimani Vidal. People have asked why I didn't include him in the sleeper video. At 70, I would. So it's at the running back 70, he's a good sleeper. In actual drafts, he's going closer to like round 14, which I think 70 would probably push him closer to like round, I guess it'd probably be closer to round 15, 16. But I think he goes typically a little bit higher. I would say like the running back, he's probably more the running back like 50s to 60. Don't quote me on that, but I think he goes a little bit earlier than running back 70. Like he goes ahead of Justice Hill, Jamal Williams, Clyde. He goes ahead of Braylon Allen, Estime, near Foreman-ish, ahead of Gainwell, near Bucky Irving, ahead of Sanders, ahead of A.J. Dillon, ahead of Keaton Mitchell for sure, ahead of Madison, Pierce. Like he actually goes ahead of all those players in like actual drafts. My problem with him is it's all just like us doing the projecting. Like he's not an amazing prospect. He wasn't drafted super high in a bad draft class. It's us just saying, well, we don't think that Dobbins' legs will stay on him, and we don't think that Gus can handle a strong workload. But like, it's not us saying that we think Vidal is amazing. It's us saying we don't like the other guys. And for him to get steamed into already round 14 on Underdog, so that's a format that doesn't value running backs as highly, doesn't have kickers, doesn't have defense. Like, I don't know. I mean, no good reports yet. So one good report, he's around 12 pick. Like, it just seems like he's getting steamed up with like no good reports yet. So I will take him in the next pick, maybe if he's there. But basically, I'm saying there's a lot of running backs that I'd be fine with that last pick. So let's just take our top ranked wide receiver. I'm actually curious if I have Wicks or Palmer higher. I know it's very close. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Oh, I may have just misclicked. Unfortunately, yeah, there we go. All right, pulled it back up. Scroll down. Wicks at 119.7. Palmer at 122.8. So I have Palmer a little bit higher, and Palmer is not. Palmer's not the top ranked player. Top ranked player for me right now, confirm that is A.D. Mitchell, who's getting very good reports out of camp. All right, we'll go with that. We will go with A.D. Mitchell. We will take, I wonder if Vidal actually is my top. So I'm definitely lower than consensus on Vidal. I'm curious if he is my top ranked running back at this point. Okay, I have Bucky Irving 1.6 higher. Oh, Bucky actually got picked. He is now my top ranked player. Interesting. And whenever that happens, you're behind ADP, top ranked player, take him. So we'll take Vidal. But again, I'd be good with Foreman or Braylon Allen at this pick. We will head on over and take the Dallas Cowboys defense. I think the team came together really nicely. We probably messed up a little bit, not taking, just not taking the value of ETN there and going with Drake London. But I think it worked out eventually. Starting lineup, Jordan Love, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, CeeDee Lamb, Chris Olave, Kittle, Drake London in the flex, Dallas Cowboys defense. And then on the bench, Tank Dell, Jalen Warren, Dowdle, Lloyd, Jalen Wright, A.D. Mitchell, and Kimani Vidal. So we ended up getting much thinner at wide receiver, but we basically used our advantage. We said, okay, we have 3 wide receiver ones. Use it to our advantage. Don't overload the bench with some of these values at wide receiver. Get some running backs we really like. I know maybe we don't have a strong running back core of Aaron Jones, and Dave Montgomery. But like having Warren, Dowdle, Lloyd, Wright, and Vidal, someone's going to work out in that group to also be a really good pick. And I also think Aaron Jones and Dave Montgomery are going to be great for us. So I think we used our advantage. I think it worked out very nicely. Can we finally get us as an expert that likes our team the most? Okay, 92. So we graded our team as a 92. We finally made this like top 5 list over here. That'll do it for this week. I don't know what the videos are this week, so I can't exactly hype any of those up. But come to the live stream tomorrow night, Tuesday night, every Tuesday night, 6:30 Eastern. If you have any questions and you've been putting in the comment section and I'm not answering it, I answer all of the questions in the live stream. So come to that, ask away. We will do an actual paid draft live. Now, my friends, is the end of this one. Watch this far, leave a like. Not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon as well. But I'll catch you guys on the next one.